Hello and welcome. I hope that you are all well, and I am back once again to talk books. I was quite surprised when I watched my September Reads video to realize that I said I was going to talk about more books this month than I realized that I was going to talk about. And today's book is one of the books I didn't realize I was doing a video for, but I'm so glad we're talking about this book. It's the second book of the Dark Tower series, and it's the book I read to fulfill the prompt to read a book that has 4 or more of the same letter in the title. And the book is The Drawing of the Three by Stephen King. It has 4 E's. And if you normally equate Stephen King with only the horror genre, this book is going to surprise you, and this series will surprise you. The Dark Tower is a series of 8 books incorporating dark fantasy, science fantasy, horror, and westerns. And it was inspired by a poem by Robert Browning and the spaghetti western movies. A number of Stephen King books are related to this series, and if you go to the author's website, it will give you a list of the books that are related and how they are related. And in this series, we follow Roland. And he is a gunslinger, which is the reason I often incorrectly refer to this series as the Gunslinger series. Roland is the last in the line of a King Arthur-like character. His world is a lot like the Old West, but it's an Old West in a parallel universe with a post-apocalyptic landscape. Roland is on a quest to meet up with the man in black and ultimately reach the Dark Tower. In the first book, The Gunslinger, we meet Roland as he's traveling on his quest to find the man in black. And as he travels, he encounters other characters. And through his interactions with these characters, we learn about Roland's past and what he is hoping to accomplish. He meets up with the man in black, who reads his fate from a deck of cards, which include omens such as death, the sailor, and the tower itself. And Roland wants to do what is right, but he makes sacrifices so he can reach his goal. The Drawing of the Three begins shortly after the end of The Gunslinger in the same place where The Gunslinger ended. And a lot happens in this book. Roland continues his quest for the Dark Tower through a world that is a distorted version of our own. He meets others who could possibly join him on his quest with a few surprising twists. Roland also has to deal with the knowledge that he is capable of sacrificing others to achieve his goals. I'm going to stop talking about the book there because I don't want to give too much of it away. What would you read for a similar experience? And this is especially difficult because I don't think there are a lot of books that are like the Dark Tower series. And so we're going to just look at books that are similar in other ways. If you like the Dark Tower series, you are probably going to like other books by Stephen King, and I'm going to specifically suggest The Talisman and Black House. If you want books that are set on a desert-like terrain, I'm going to suggest Dune. It is set on a desert planet, and it's the story of a family's ambition to bring to fruition humankind's most ancient and unattainable dreams. And yes, I did just read that off the back of the book. And the third book I'm going to suggest I don't have here, but it's a book that I kept thinking of while I was reading The Gunslinger and The Drawing of the Three, and that is Something Wicked This Way Comes by Bradbury. And there we are. I hope you enjoyed this quick look at the Dark Tower series, focusing on the first 2 books, The Gunslinger and The Drawing of the Three. I will be back soon when we will talk about Jane Eyre. I hope that you will join me then, and until then, I hope that you enjoy all that you do and all that you read, and I hope you have a great weekend. Thank you!